The primary use of a flagstick is to show the location of the hole. Before playing a shot from anywhere on the course, you can pull the flagstick or get someone to attend the flagstick and pull it before your ball gets to the hole. In either of these cases, the only thing that matters is that your ball doesn't hit the flagstick. Additionally, you can leave the flagstick in the hole for any reason, which should help improve pace of play. If your ball hits the flagstick, there is no longer a penalty. This applies to a shot from anywhere on the course, even a putt from the putting green.
A fundamental principle in golf is play the course as you find it, but it's not always that simple. Leaves, branches, grass clippings, and other natural objects sometimes get in the way. These are known as loose impediments. These detached natural objects can make things more difficult than necessary. Fortunately, you are allowed to move loose impediments without penalty, even in bunkers and penalty areas. But there is an element of risk involved. If moving loose impediments causes your ball to move, you must replace it and add one penalty stroke, unless it happens on the putting green, where there is no penalty. The two fundamental principles in golf are play the ball as it lies and play the course as you find it. But sometimes you just can't do that when artificial obstacles such as rakes, water bottles, player equipment, wastebaskets, or other objects get in your way. They are known as movable obstructions. These obstacles can be moved out of your way anywhere, even in bunkers and penalty areas. While not required, it's a good idea to mark your ball before moving an obstruction. If the ball moves, there is no penalty. Just simply replace it and play on.
How many times have you heard the expression, play your ball as it lies? Or, play the course as you find it? But what does that really mean? The short answer is, you can't make improvements that might help you gain an advantage as you get ready to play. That includes the area where your ball lies, how you position your body when taking a stance, or your intended swing, and anywhere along your line to the hole. This is true even in the relief area where a ball would be dropped or placed. Examples include pressing a club on the ground to improve your lie, moving, bending, or breaking anything growing or permanent, smoothing out your path to the hole, brushing away sand or loose soil, or removing dew, frost, or water. If you hit your golf ball out of bounds or you just lose it, the rules require you to play another one from where you last hit under the penalty of stroke and distance. Looking for a lost ball only to have to return to the previous spot and play the next shot can take a long time and disrupt the pace of play. To help with this, consider playing a provisional ball.
I'm gonna need to hit a provisional.
Not only does it save time, it also takes away from the uncertainty. If you find your original ball in bounds within the 3-minute search time, then finish playing the hole with it and pick that provisional up. But if you can't find it, or it is out of bounds, then just continue playing the provisional ball. The rules allow many special permissions on the putting green that you don't get anywhere else. Marking, lifting, and cleaning your ball on the green is always permitted. And while you cannot repair aeration holes, natural surface imperfection, or any normal wear on the green, there's lots you can do. It's okay to repair most damage, such as ball marks, old hole plugs, spike marks, and anything caused by shoes, animals, or maintenance practices. All of those fixes must be done promptly and not improve your line of play beyond the repair. The green is also the only place on the course where you can remove sand and loose soil, and touching the green to point where you expect to aim or putt is also permitted. Everybody has spent time at the beach, and while it can be enjoyable, on the golf course, most players prefer to avoid these specially prepared areas of sand called bunkers. If you happen to find yourself in a bunker, make sure you don't deliberately touch the sand to test its consistency, such as with your hand, a rake, or a club. Also, don't touch the sand behind or in front of the ball or during a practice swing, even if by accident. The good news is you can move loose impediments and movable obstructions and even touch the sand with your club elsewhere in the bunker, as long as it is not to test the condition. When you decide your ball is unplayable in a bunker, there are several one-stroke penalty options to consider. In the bunker, you can either drop within 2 club lengths or go back on the line. Or, for a 2-stroke penalty, you can get out of the bunker by going back on the line as far as you like. Also, going back to where you last played is an alternative, under stroke and distance.
The 2 fundamental principles of golf are play the ball as it lies and play the course as you find it. But to make the game more fair, you aren't required to play from ground under repair, temporary water, animal holes, or immovable obstructions such as cart paths and sprinkler heads. These are known as abnormal course conditions. If you want to play your ball as it lies, go right ahead, but you are allowed to take relief without penalty. Here's how. First, you need to determine the nearest spot, no closer to the hole, where the abnormal course condition is no longer in your way. It's helpful to mark that spot with a T. Then, determine the area within 1 club length, no closer to the hole. Drop your ball and play on. We have all experienced losing a ball or hitting one out of bounds. When that happens, you are penalized 1 stroke and must reestablish your progression of playing from the tee into the hole by going back and playing again from where you last played. This is called playing under stroke and distance. If your previous stroke was from the tee, tee it up again, from anywhere within that area. If your last stroke was made from the fairway, the rough, a bunker, or a penalty area, simply go back and drop a ball within 1 club length of and not nearer the hole than the spot where you last played. Stroke and distance is your only option for a ball that is out of bounds or lost, except when there is a local rule in effect that provides an alternative you can learn about in another video. Sometimes, your ball ends up in a place where it is impossible or difficult to play from. Only you can decide if your ball is unplayable. You can make that decision anywhere on the course except for one, when your ball is in a penalty area, where the penalty area rule applies. When deciding a ball is unplayable, you have 3 relief options, but all come with a 1-stroke penalty. The most frequently used option is to drop within 2 club lengths of the ball, but no closer to the hole. The second option is to imagine a straight line from the hole through the location of the unplayable ball. Choose a spot on that line behind your ball, then drop and play from within 1 club length of it, not nearer the hole. And the least frequently used option is stroke and distance, which means you can go back to the spot where you last played. There is a fourth option that only applies when you decide your ball is unplayable in a bunker. More on that in the video about bunkers.
Penalty areas include any body of water on the course, plus any other areas that have been marked. If you happen to find your ball in a penalty area, you can play your ball as it lies, if possible to do so. Before playing the stroke, it's okay to ground your club, take practice swings that touch the ground, and move loose impediments. Penalty areas can be marked either red or yellow, and for one penalty stroke, you have several relief options. The first one is to play a ball under stroke and distance from where you made your last stroke. Another option is to take back on the line relief by imagining a straight line from the hole through the spot where your ball last crossed into the penalty area. Choose a spot on that line, then drop and play from within one club length of it, not nearer the hole. You do have a third relief option if your ball is in a red penalty area that allows you to find the spot where your ball last crossed into the penalty area and drop a ball within 2 club lengths of that spot, no closer to the hole. Also, there may be an area marked as a drop zone that could be available as an additional option.
The first step in taking free relief from conditions such as ground under repair, temporary water, and immovable obstructions is to find the nearest point of complete relief. This is the spot, either left of, right of, or behind, where your ball lies that is not closer to the hole and where the condition you are taking relief from is no longer in your way. You determine this spot by simulating the stance, swing, and direction of play you would use to play your ball if the condition didn't exist. The nearest point can be different depending on whether you are right or left-handed, your height, or your choice of club, etc. It's important to remember the nearest point isn't always the nicest point. In this case, the player's nearest point of complete relief from this path is under the tree, not to the left of the path in the clear. So it's a good idea not to lift your ball before figuring this out, because sometimes the best option is to just play the ball as it lies.